Hello, 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 everybody. What is happening with you? My name is SonjaMarie, and I am here to give you some astrological information for this week of June 5th, right? Yep, today is the 5th, 2023. What's happening? What's going down? How was your weekend and full moon in Sagittarius? How did it treat you? How did it treat you? Yo, if you're coming on here after the fact, meaning after this live broadcast, catching the recording, I appreciate you. You didn't have to. Thank you for taking the time out to check me out. If you, or I should say, if you resonate with any of this information here, those that are live or here in the recording, please and very please donate to my channel. All the links are below: Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. I really, really would appreciate that thing there. Really would. I'm gonna say what's up to all the people that are rolling in, but I want to give a special what's up to Tabitha Burrows for being the first one on deck. I saw you as I was preparing to get on here, and Tabitha was like, I can't wait. I'm in this piece. Let's going down. So I want to shoot you out, sweet lady. I wanted to shoot you out and let a sister know that a sister knows when she is being waited on. And I appreciate you. Yo, let's talk about this week, y'all, as y'all roll on in. What's up, Miss Lady J? And Sweet Tea is here. Not too many people rolling in, not unless this feed is a little wonky and delayed. So I'm gonna do my best to just pause for a quick second and say a few more announcements and kind of like stall for a minute until other people get on in here, because technology has been acting really weird. Anybody been experiencing that? I'm just saying, it feels like a little Mercury retrograde moment where I'm like, my internet would just go out and then it comes back in. I'm like, what is happening, y'all? See, as people are rolling in now, there's a few folks coming on in. Again, if any of this information resonates with you, please give a sister a like. I'd appreciate that, so YouTube knows I'm doing my job. If you want to donate to my channel, that's cool. All the links are below in the description box. YouTube, PayPal, and PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. Not YouTube. You on YouTube. What's up, Trina? What's going on, Alicia? What's up, Ashley? Tell your mama I said, hey. Hi, Angela Hill. What's going on with you? Let's get on into this thing, y'all. Love the hearts that are coming up. Thank you for the love, and the love is right back at you. Yo, tell a friend to tell a friend that your girl is on, giving y'all the astrological information for this week. Let me tell y'all straight up and down, though. I love the way the universe does this, to be quite honest with you. So it's not necessarily just me having my own opinion about how this energy comes in and out. But this week is kind of not slow, but like less dramatic than it was last week or when we have eclipse weeks. And I honestly think that that's the universe's way, like a tide, coming in and out, giving us a little bit of a bang and then allowing us to kind of slow down and adjust to what that bang gave us. So last week, the bang was that full moon in Sagittarius. Want to know what happened with y'all? I'm going to give y'all a story about that full moon for me and Sag. But how did it work for you? Please talk among yourselves. That'll be a great thing, because this is the village. Y'all know that, right? Even though we don't see each other, there's only a handful of y'all good people that come and check your girl out. And I'm sure y'all share it because y'all loyal like that. But it all comes back down to us. And those that want to add on to the village, just add on when they add on. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So how did that full moon in Sag treat you? This week, there's nothing really, really big that's going down other than today. Venus is going into Leo. But let's rewind, selector. And I want to share with y'all what I experienced this weekend with that full moon vibration in Sagittarius. The word I was trying to think of absolutely were principles that I believe, oh gosh, my memory, Ann Weissman helped me with on Freestyle Fridays to come up with, like, principles and understandings, new laws, personal laws that you want to follow, right? That felt true for me this weekend, to be truthful with you. So here's the deal, just to give y'all a little recap, if you didn't watch Freestyle Fridays, that full moon, not eclipse, the full moon in Sagittarius on Saturday hit about 11:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the east side of life, right? And absolutely, the vibration will continue to linger right? More so on Sunday than it does today, and then more so today than it will tomorrow, and then its impression will fade on out. Well, for me, I want to share a little bit of a story, and it's not to get too personal, but just to let you know, it had everything to do with the values and the principles that I was trying to remember, and then lo and behold, it hit me in my bottom lip, right? There was some information, or I should say, there was some company, there was some understanding that was going around, and one or two of the groups I hung out with this weekend. Love all the people that I were engaged in, but Sonja was different. Sonja was quite different, and I didn't really think about it honestly until earlier. If you could guess it, I was in the shower. I'm always coming on here like I was in the shower and then such and such and such and such. Thank you, Angela Hill. I say thank you for saying that. Freestyle Fridays was dope. It felt dope. It felt good. And I hope today feels just as good. But in any case, I was in the shower and I was thinking, that's how that full moon hit me. There were certain things I just wasn't attentive to when it comes to dealing with people, their idiosyncrasies, their blessings, their gifts, whatever the case may be. Like, when you are used to responding and or understanding a thing, possibly sensitively, possibly a little too personally, or maybe detached, maybe just the opposite, right? This weekend, situation was brought up, and this honestly was all in me, y'all. It had nothing to do with nobody else. Trust me when I tell you this. I'm just not just trying to save face. I'm being real. It was all within me, and there were certain things that I said to myself. As I say to myself, I don't have to respond to that. Like, my values and my principles and my own doctrines and laws, personal internal laws that I live by, require that I don't even add to that vibration. And sometimes, again, like if something is said ill will or out of somebody's side of their neck, so to speak, or people are saying things, they just don't mean it. They're just talking to be talking and talking shit or whatever. Sometimes we as people can attach to that. This weekend with that full moon in Sagittarius, and it's saying, I am about fed up with my old ways of responding to a thing, but living in particular values and justifications and principles and lifestyles in which I used to live. I'm over it. So this weekend I was like, I'm gonna try something new. Shut the fuck up. How about that? Like, that's on some real deal Holyfield shit. Because here's the deal. Sometimes, just me personally, I don't know what y'all deal with. And yes, y'all agree with me or disagree with me. Like, again, speak among yourselves. And I'll probably pick up on a few as I read through the comments. But my thing was like, in order to maintain my power, in order to maintain my position, in order for me to graduate and subscribe to this new way of being within myself, the new principles and rules that I follow on my own, I may elect to just be quiet and have it be like an odd silence, or just don't, not necessarily care, but don't care to respond and add to it. Because you do know sometimes when you add your own little 2 cents to it, people will take your 2 cents and make a motherfucking $1.69. You get what I'm saying? Make more out of it than what your 2 cents was actually trying to project. So I decided to be quiet, and it worked out well for me in the best way possible. And again, that's for me. This is just for me. To be truthful with you, I don't know how it worked out for you, but for me, that's how it rolled out. If you're unfamiliar with what are the possibilities and the options in which that full moon in Sagittarius could have affected you, go back to the Freestyle Friday video. Please check it out and see where it landed. Or you can just go on the internet and freaking Google full moon in Sagittarius and what's that supposed to be about, you dig? And see if that resonates with you in any kind of way. But I definitely just wanted to share that with you, Thank y'all for being in here. Thank you, Marlene. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Kay. I appreciate y'all responding and acknowledging a sister. Yes, y'all, Cicely Trotter. Yes. So let's keep it going. Today, Monday, June 5th, the moon is in Capricorn. Yep. It's in Capricorn today. I always like it, and I know I've said this maybe at least 4 times, but I like when the moon is in Capricorn. Being a Cancer myself, because it gives me an opportunity to act in a opposite way. Please know what your opposites are. Please, please do look it up. If you don't know, look it up on the internet. Do the village when I introduce another village installation, and learn more about astrology so you can start to teach yourself. That's the deal. If Sonja leaves the planet tomorrow, if all the astrologers on the planet leaves the planet, how would you know how to keep going in this universal space? I'm just saying, learn for yourself, right? So anyway, the bottom line is that this opposite field for me, with Capricorn being practical, Capricorn being productive, Capricorn being ambitious, being a little detached, but sometimes people think it's cold. Capricorn energy is not cold. It just does its best to respond to emotions when it's necessary. It feels like it's not necessary all the time to respond with an emotional response. So the thing about the moon being emotional in Capricorn is like possibly maybe we are all feeling that our emotions are tucked back just a little bit more reserved, a little bit more purposeful in just getting things done and getting up the ladder, succeeding, being ambitious, knocking shit off the to-do list. That's the moon in Capricorn feel. And that will hit us today and tomorrow, by the way. So when the moon is in Capricorn, please do your best when you see that happening. Like, actually open up to that vibration, open up to that energy, and just get some things done. You'll be better for it. Today, with the moon in Capricorn, it's absolutely trining Jupiter. Now, that's a big deal. You might want to tap into that productivity when it comes to the moon being in Capricorn. Why? Because Jupiter is a Skittles planet. Y'all know that. It has all the awards and rewards and um uh, I'm getting all excited. All the rewards and rewards and spiritual understanding and expansion and travel. Jupiter is all about that, right? And abundance and prosperity and opportunities. So if you are executing, remember the moon is all about emotional execution and or responses, right? So if you're emotionally entrenched in the fact that, all right, Capricorn style, I'm gonna get shit done, to-do list, check, right? It can absolutely go in alignment with Jupiter and all the awards and rewards and opportunities coming at you. Bottom line, stay on your game. Focus today and tomorrow so Jupiter can bring you the rewards that you need back. All right. At the same time, though, that moon today will be quincunxed in Mars. Now, this is tricky because Mars is in a whole nother vibration. So the thing about it is that Jupiter's abundance and opportunity doesn't look physical, y'all. Understand that. Mars is absolutely physical. So here's the deal. In order to get the lessons, the blessings, not the lessons, just the blessings. In order to get the blessings, the opportunities, the rewards, feel the thing. Put the energy out there. Do the work with that moon in Capricorn saying, organize, get prepared, be prepared. You dig what I mean? And let it kind of linger in the atmosphere. Let it kind of catch to the things that it needs to catch to because it's irritating actual movement. Mars being quincunx to this moon in Capricorn is like, well, I don't want to do a thing. Well, here's the deal. In order to get the blessings, you don't have to do a thing because you may get a little irritated. Say, for instance, you do start organizing and doing this and doing that. And then you call a person, you call a company, and you're like, all right, your move, motherfucker, what you going to do? And you kind of want to push them to do what they need to do. That might not work because it's an irritation. Mars. Irritation to the movement, to the execution, to the confrontation of a thing. Just put it out there in the universe. Just put it out there in the air, in the wind, and know that God got you. Does that make sense to everybody? Sometimes we have to move like that. Sometimes it's not just about execution, man. We're in a society in which we need to do, and get on the toilet and do some more. But the bottom line is today and other times, sometimes we just have to put it out there. Put it out there and let Jupiter say, oh, I got you. I know what you want. I listened to your prayers and so did your ancestors. So let me figure this thing out for you and allow the blessings to find you. If you start putting action behind that today, just today, in this moment in time that doesn't feel favorable and feels a little crunchy and a little frustrating, pull back, cousin. Just wait. Be patient. Does that make sense? All right. Today also, Venus. Now check that out. Let's talk about Venus. Venus is going into Leo. I just made mention of this on Instagram. If y'all caught the little quick little rundown on Instagram, Venus is going into, or I should say, if it's not in Leo, it should be. Oh yeah, it is 9:46 a.m. today on the eastern side of things. Venus went into Leo. It will be in Leo until October 10th. Yeah, that's a long time for Venus to be in a particular sign. Why? Because Venus is so close to our planet, the perspective that is, right? And oftentimes it's only in a particular sign for maybe 3-4 weeks. It can stretch to 5 depending on the geometrics in the sky. So this time it's all the way until October. That's because it's gone retro. If any of you village hut people thought about that, like, why is it in that vibration for so long? Ding, 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 ding. You were right. It's gonna go retrograde for a little while, and then it goes back direct. So it'll still stay in that sign. Okay, so we need to take advantage of this Venus in Leo, because let me tell you, as a person who has Venus in Leo natally, it's a big deal. I love having Venus in Leo, by the way. It is about love. It is about value, about worth, about money, about beauty, about passion, about possessions, right? It's about all the things that's kind of like inside of you, but you haven't like necessarily executed it yet. You hadn't put it out there. Again, that's Mars's job, right? Venus is like, I just feel the propulsion of the thing, and I'm just going to vibrate my beauty in the way that I am. And also, and more importantly, as I slide on into the rest of this rundown, it's about courage. It's about having the desire. It's about having the propulsion, like I just said, of knowing who the freak you are. Yo, because Leo is like that. Leo is like, don't get it twisted. I'm a fire sign. I'm a cute little kitty. I have a big old heart. I do a lot for a lot of people. That's Leo energy. Trust and believe. It's almost too magnanimous, oftentimes, too gregarious, too loud, too in your face. It does a lot sometimes just by vibrating, y'all. Because why? Because Leo is ruled by the sun. Get it? Its ruler is big as shit, and it don't have to say nothing. Just give light to a whole freaking solar system. Y'all get that? So the bottom line, if you got Venus, value, worth, possessions, just a little review, in a particular, in Leo, we all are going to feel that energy, that boom, 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 that need to shine and to be passionate and proud of the possessions, the beauty, the money that we have. There's nothing wrong with it. Not a thing, not unless you want to rock to the dark side, or not unless you are a Scorpio or Taurus, or have a lot of Scorpio and Taurus planets. Why? Because as you can already guess, it is a square. It's a square to Leo. So Scorpio and Taurus energy don't necessarily va-boom, va-boom all the damn time. Scorpio, you know, is kind of set back and observant. And Taurus is humble as shit and just does the job and pragmatic like that. Leo's the one that just won't go out there and be heard and be seen. You dig what I'm saying? Every now and again in our season of living, there's nothing wrong with saying, yo, I'm dope. You might want to invest in me. I'm just saying, is the point. So if you feeling a little like awkward about that thing, tap into your inner like knowing. How about that? To your inner understanding of why you came onto the planet. Let's leave it simple, just like that. However, there will be some squares for all of us in between in this week, but definitely for the duration of Venus being into Leo. And we need to pay attention to that, because in that, those squares to Venus will absolutely help us to hold back our courage. And we don't have time for that. We're trying to devise some new things in our lives, new careers, new love lives that are erecting. Our families are shifting. People are leaving. People are coming on in and being born. Squirrel. If I was 20 years old, I don't know if I have child right now. I don't even know. 25, 30. Big ups to all you beautiful people that out there have little babies and are desiring to get pregnant. But I'd be truthful with you. I don't know. This world is crazy. I'd be like, do I need to have a baby? Can I borrow y'all's baby? It's just nuts. And by the way, Leo does deal with children. So I'm just saying. If you want to have a baby, the baby may come through. You can always, again, borrow other people's babies and just play it for a little while. I'm just saying. What? Back on? Sounds working great. Wait, what? What happened? Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Y'all good now? How does that vino? Can y'all hear me? Rhonda says she's not getting any sound, but everybody else said they are. Maybe it was just Rhonda. Marlene, you can hear me? Okay, Rhonda, you good? Miss Lady J, all right. So y'all know I can't see too well without my glasses. So I really, really need y'all to pronounce any kind of, I really appreciate it, by the way. If you can pronounce anything that goes crazy every now and again. Thank you, Ash. I appreciate you, baby. I think I saw a question mark, though. How does the Venus retrograde affect those with natal Venus in Leo? Oh, that's a good question. It'll just slow us down a little bit and make us remember who we are. Remember, retrogrades for anybody and everybody, but especially those with Venus in Leo, will help us to remind us who we are and what we got, what our possessions are, how proud we are, and. Ooh, thank you, Spirit. Check us on our expectations. Because always, we already, as Venus and Leo people, natally speaking, expect a lot. We expect people to love us in a particular way, which can be a little hairy sometimes. But we have very, very loud expectations. When it goes retrograde and retro in our own natal chart, so to speak, or our own Venus, it's allowing us to see those expectations. Sometimes you just have to, sit and eat it. Is the point, because Leo energy can be quite stubborn. I'm just saying. So you got to eat it. You got to understand that, yeah, you fly, you fancy, huh? You fancy, you courageous, but check yourself before you wreck yourself, kind of feel. That makes sense, Bella? I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Rabbi Rob is here. Happy day to you. Happy day. All right, let's keep it pushing because there's a lot to talk about. Also, one last aspect in regards to Monday's forecast. Today, with that moon being in Capricorn, is absolutely sextiling Saturn. I like that. Don't y'all like when Saturn has a harmonious aspect? And that's a real question in case you wanted to answer. But at the same time, I'm going to explain to you why I like it. Because Saturn gets a bad rap, like I've explained to y'all before. It's about hard work, and it's about fears, and it's about lessons that most of us don't want to learn. It's about restrictions and limitations and our daddy issues, right? For everybody. Right. But however, when the moon is an aspect to that, it means that we are in the right field. We are in the right emotion. We are in a proper alignment with work. We want to work. We want to see our fears. We want to see our lessons. We want to be able to tweak them. And when the moon is in Capricorn, it knows that we are tweaking for a good reason, because Capricorn energy, especially in the moon, is about using and utilizing, right? It's about understanding a thing practically and getting it done. Like, get your feelings off of the shit and just know that this is what you need to correct. This is what you need to be critical about a thing and work on that thing. This is what you need to see in your dad that's absolutely in you. That's a goddamn thought and a word. I'm not going to go on a squirrel guide. Should I go on a squirrel guide? Should I go on that download? All I hear is this. Oftentimes we just want to shit on them people being our parents, and talk about all the things that they didn't give us or they didn't do. And I'm not saying that's all of us. I'm sure there's a bunch of y'all in here that love your parents, including myself. But there are those things sometimes when we're hurt in which we harbor on, right? But what about the things that are good? In this case, with your dad. When the moon is in harmony with Saturn, what about those things that are really, really good that your dad gave you? I, for one, my dad is an awesome artist, like a visual artist and a free thinker, and is out there, like loves to travel. He taught me how to drive a stick shift and a goddamn 18-wheeler, by the way. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But the bottom line is this. What's that masculine energy in your life? Be it your dad, whether you grew up with your dad or not, whether he was alive when you were a baby or not, or coming to be an adult, or just a male figure in your life that acted like your dad, who replaced your dad for a second, a stepdad, a grandfather, any male masculine figure that acts as that paternal figure. What did they teach you? Good, bad, and indifferent. Recognize that today. All right, y'all. All right. All right. Let's move on to Tuesday. If you have any questions, there it is. Rob, let me get you in a minute, baby. If you have any questions, put the question marks in front of the sentence as well as behind the sentence so I can see them, okay? Would all the five signs feel that native Venus retrogrades similarly? No, but they will all feel it. Absolutely, because that Venus is in Leo is fire, as you already alluded to, but it would hit it differently. If you have a Sag Venus, I mean, it's just gonna wake up your Sag. You know what I mean? Allow your Sag Venus is a whole nother vibration. Let me say it like this, without attempting to break it all down, because this is what I know. Sometimes these questions can get into individual reads, and it's not that you wanted this, Rabbi Rob, or anybody else, but in my mind's eye, because I like to be so specific and detail oriented, and then I open up my veil and I allow them to give me the exact answers. That takes on a lot of time and energy, not to your fault, to mine, because I like to be thorough like that. So let me say this though, whenever Venus goes in Leo, yes, it will hit those fire signs a little bit differently. Let's just say they're the head of the line. So Venus goes retro. People with Venus and Leo will get hit first and harder and more prominent. Next in line is Sag and Aries. And then the rest of everybody else. The air signs probably get hit a little bit more because that's favorable. And then the squares will get hit. That's not so favorable. But the bottom line is when Venus goes retro in any sign, it is about you, and especially in Leo, it's about you reevaluating. And we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks when it goes retro. But it's about you reevaluating your value and your worth. How easy is that pill going to be swallowed is the real question, Rabbi Rob. Does that make sense to you, babies? All right. Oh, you're welcome, honey bun. I do my best to answer the question and to keep it moving at the same time. It's a science. It's a science, y'all. This shit ain't easy. Anyway, Tuesday, tomorrow, 6/6, the moon is still in Capricorn. Please keep the questions coming, and I appreciate y'all with the thumbs up. Please share this information and hit up your friend and let them know that a sister is on talking that shit, talking that astrology shit. And yeah, donate to the channel if you can with Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App in the bottom of this video description box. On Tuesday, like I said, the moon will be in Capricorn still. And at that time, it's going to trine Uranus, because Uranus is in what? Taurus. Capricorn trines Taurus and Virgo because they're within the same element. I'm teaching y'all shit. Y'all better sign up for the hut. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Oh, Bella means beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate you. And you're welcome. And you're very, very welcome. So with the moon and Capricorn trining in harmony with Uranus, yeah, it's about controlling your emotions. Remember, Capricorn is a lot of things. Like every sign is a lot of things. But Capricorn also is incredibly controlling and extremely self-righteous. So it says, yeah, in regards to your emotions tomorrow, control them joints. Check your self-righteousness. Check your detached emotional field at times. So what? You can administer some change, Uranus. You can administer some rebellious, innovative, trendy ideas, Uranus. So you can say, you know what? Excuse me for burping. Excuse me for burping 2 times. You know what? I don't want control of this because your vision is your vision. Let's go with your vision and let me open up to change. Let me open up to something that may be better than what it is I know. Maybe it's better than something that I utilized in the past. It just may be better. That's what tomorrow is all about. Okay. In your Capricorn moon kind of way, that's for everybody, getting that feel on them and being productive and ambitious in what it is we need to do and say and execute tomorrow, especially emotionally. You know what I mean? Just hit up with Uranus and say, I'm all for it. I'm all for the change. As long as you're not stepping on my toes, as long as you ain't threatening my abilities or fucking with my coins, is what Capricorn says, or my work opportunities, then I'm open to change. Let's go for it. Also tomorrow, because Mercury is in Taurus as well, is going to trine the moon too. So control your emotions so you can calmly make your point. Mercury, remember, is the planet of communications, process information, strategizing, orating, writing as well, right? And Mercury is like, yo, I need to be in alignment with you, moon and Capricorn. So hold your tongue every now and again. Let's be pragmatic about some things so we can say what's on our mind. Tomorrow is a good day to have a hard conversation if you want. I'm giving you permission, but I'm not, but I am, astrologically speaking. Makes sense? It's about like really, really holding back and going, you know what? I've been meaning to say this, and this is what I want to say. Please don't take offense or defense to it, but you're an asshole. No, I'm just joking. I was trying to think of something nice to say or something less pointed. But for real, like just say, I don't necessarily like when you do such and such a thing, right? Tomorrow's a good day for that. So you can keep the emotions in control and under wraps. And it can be like in this earth sign kind of way, right? Grounded, rooted, solid, and able to move on from there after that. You dig? I'm just saying, be productive with the way that you speak to people tomorrow. Come to a solution. On a Wednesday, come with the questions if y'all have. And then after this, I'm going to read 2 people, and then I'm going to read the card as we normally do. This is for all the newbies out there, y'all. I'm going to read a card, and then we'll say goodbye. So long, farewell. It's 30 minutes right now and 49 seconds. So we got a little bit of time. Let's go to Wednesday. Wednesday, that moon is going to shift over into some air vibration, Aquarius. So moon in Aquarius is interesting too because it's heady, absolutely cerebral and intellectual. And the emotional responses when the moon is in Aquarius is to be attentive to friends, to be attentive to groups, to be attentive to anything that's detached. I always crack up, and in my mind anyway, I may not say it all the time, but in my mind I say Aquarius energy, be it a moon, sun, or whatever, Mercury or whatever, if it's transit or in your natal chart or whatever. Moon in Aquarius, so that Aquarius energy is always detached and to the point where it's loving, it's lovable. It will help you. It will assist in so many different ways. However, they have a harder time assisting people that live in their house more than they do with assisting the old lady across the street. It cracks me up again inside my brain because there's a detachment that needs to happen in order for Aquarius energy, especially it being in the moon because the moon is emotional, for Aquarius energy to put that emotion on people. It has to be a little far away. Give me 50 feet. Give me 50 feet and 5 minutes for a second and I'll figure it out for you. And it's a lot easier for them to do that with people that they don't know and love because they can demand that and request that of them. And there's no real personal attachment to it than the ones that live in their house. You dig what I mean? So what can you do for people tomorrow? And Thursday, by the way, not tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, by the way. Oh, Friday it changes to Pisces. But Wednesday and Thursday where you can feel your emotions a little detached, but you can be helpful. You can be that humanitarian. You can be that person who saves the day, in quotes, so to speak. Okay. The moon in Aquarius too is all about figuring out a thing. Remember, Aquarius nose to nose to nose to nose, and it really prides itself on that thing. Mystic, don't start that stuff over here. Go in the room, okay? The moon tomorrow in in Aquarius will be opposition Venus because Venus is in Leo. Oh, so does that mean Aquarius is opposite Leo all day, every day, baby bubba? Expressing the need to pull back on confrontations balances your self-love and your value. That's kind of like what I said this weekend, although that had a whole nother spin to it. But this is just like that in a sense, right? When I was talking about the full moon in Sag energy and how that represented me, y'all remember I just said that? In any case, this kind of feels like that because the moon in Aquarius hates confrontation. Like, no, thank you. Don't want it. And you know why? Aquarius energy, and I expressed this a bunch of times too, Aquarius energy doesn't like confrontation because it prides itself on being a rebel. Mind your business. Let me be independent. Let me be a rebel. Let me think how I think on my own. I don't want no pushback from you. Let me fly. Let me be weird, is what Aquarius says. Leave me alone, so to speak. So it doesn't want to confront and or debate or, defend its weird position in the world and how it rolls, you know what I mean? So it's opposition Venus, which is values, which is beauty, which is your money. So possibly maybe opposition, a balancing act. Think of a seesaw. The balancing act is if you give a little more here, you get less here. If you get a little bit more here, you get less here. So how about less confrontation for that moon in Aquarius for you to receive the value and the worth that you need in that Leo Venus style? Makes sense. We can add a whole bunch of equations to this. How about you deal with your friends a little bit more so you can feel less about yourself? And what I mean by that is like less self-centered conceit kind of about yourself, with Venus being in Leo. Balance that thing. Think about other people a little bit more, friends and groups included, and think about, as opposed to thinking about yourself always and bringing the value within yourself. Squirrel, I just thought about how, when you get people in a group situation, in a workshop situation, in a classroom situation, and you're one of the students, there's always one or two people that literally and obviously pull and vie for attention. There's always one in the front or in the middle that's a jokester. And again, this is no dig to anybody, but there's always somebody that's pulling, sucking the air out of the room because they want their own private class. Does this make sense to y'all? Again, adjust an example. Adjust an example is just an example. You get it? So with that moon balancing out, opposition to Venus, it's like pull back just a touch. Don't be that cat in the classroom in the middle of the group going, but then let me ask you a third question for my first question. Let me get a subtext to the subtext to the subtext and taking the air in the room. Share. Be less combative, less confrontational, more about the group than it is about yourself, boo-boo. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Rabbi Rob, you get me, don't you? Don't you? I've done enough workshops to know, honestly speaking, it'll be one person that is in there. There's always one Leo in every workshop. There's always one person who's either sun sign Leo or rising Leo, because it's that one that's in the middle going, well, what about? And everybody else is, fixing their books and texting their beau or, into themselves or taking notes or whatever. And it's always that one. Well, what about my question? Can you read my thing? Listen. And I just laughed to myself. I go, when's your birthday again? Oh, August 17th. Because I'm an astrologer and I know. So this is how we got to handle you, boo-boo. Listen, we need you to know that the questions that you ask has to be for everybody, okay? It's just about adjustment, y'all. Just about adjustment. Sometimes when you put that light in front of people and you go, hey, hold on. It's everybody else in here too. They kind of get it. Leo can't help it. They're sun. What you expect? They just want to shine. Anyway, the moon tomorrow, Wednesday, right, will square Jupiter. Because that moon is in Aquarius, it will square Jupiter in Taurus. Remember, Jupiter is in Taurus because it hit the North Node last week. Jupiter is in Taurus. Don't think you know what your gifts can do for you. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, is what I put. Like little notes help me out to put me into vibration of what I'm talking about. The bottom line is that Jupiter got all them gifts and rewards, right? If you have a moon in Aquarius, or I should say the moon is in Aquarius as it transits the sky, it pretends that we know a thing. We know. And if it's squaring our gifts, you might think you know too much, and then your gifts will be like, oh, I'm not gonna find you then. You already know. You already got it. Y'all get what I'm saying? You ever come to somebody's house and try to offer them X, Y, and Z, and they're like, nah, I'm good. I don't need that. And then the next couple of times, you just come empty-handed. And they go, oh, you don't have a gift for me today? No, motherfucker, every time I come here, you got it. I mean, like, even if you don't, how about this? For a little bit of understanding. Even if you don't need it, take it. Because there's a lot people put into when it comes to gifts. And I have to learn that myself, though. I'll be honest, because I got a lot of Leo pride in me, right? So the bottom line, somebody come with a gift, you don't have to deny it. Just take it, utilize it for yourself when you're ready, or give it to somebody else, regift. Ain't nothing wrong with regifting. Nothing wrong with that. Not unless it's a car, you don't want to do that. But the bottom line is, it's okay. It's okay, because here's the deal. You'll stop your gifts. Your gifts will stop coming. And then you go, what? People forget about me? No, ain't nobody forget about you, motherfucker. But you said that you got everything you need. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, man. And womans, okay, it's not going to work for you. We need all the blessings we can get so we can share them. We take what we take and then we share the rest. Right, village? Right. Okay. The moon in Aquarius is opposite. How you spell that? Opposite. The moon in Aquarius is opposite with a T-E. Mars, Mars is in Leo too. So your sense of humility is stopping. Oh, is your sense of humility stopping you from moving? So if you don't recognize the gifts coming in your way, just balance on what it is you need to give and what you can't give. Maybe I'll come to them with one gift. Maybe I'll come to them with two gifts. Maybe I won't give them no gifts. What's your execution is the point. If your moon is in Aquarius and it has you to become or the moon is in Aquarius, I have to always remember that. The moon transiting is in Aquarius, and it happens to make you want to pull back, no confrontations, deal with humanity, deal with humility, deal with the intellect, the things that you know. It has to balance out what you actually do is the equation right here on Wednesday. Because Mars is moving forward. Mars is Leo. Mars is like, let's go. I'm going to give it all to him. Well, let's think about that first, as the moon in Aquarius says, to think, to know, to understand, to calculate, to figure it out, to be, humble with it too. So let's think of what we need and then what you give away. You can be generous all you want, but don't be butt naked without a home out on the street because you done gave away everything, including the goddamn kitchen sink. You get what I'm saying? On Thursday, any questions? Y'all with me? Speaking of dads, my dad just called me. Look at that. You gotta go? Peace, sweetie. Oh, isn't that nice though? I like that we spoke up your dad energy. Look at that. Looking for other questions. If y'all do have a question, please and very please put a question mark in the front of the sentence and then behind it so I can see and recognize with my 52 years young eyeballs. Hard to see sometimes these days. Thursday, again, the moon will stay in Aquarius and it will trine the sun. Why? Because the sun is in Gemini. Y'all, come on now. 2 air signs trine one another as well. Let's talk and figure it out. And then shine. All air signs, honestly. All of them. Aquarius, Gemini, and gosh darn, what's the other one? Libra. Talk. Just talk. Y'all just talk. talk. It's all about information. It's all about thinking. It's all about putting it out. Air signs have to be careful of that, though. And I'm just going to say this out loud for everybody, right? Is that the beautiful thing about astrology is that we have to respect each other's movements, respect each other's gifts, respect what that vibration holds. I'm going to get back to what I'm saying in a minute, but I was prompted to say this, is that air signs are needed for their prowess, their intellectual prowess, and their cerebral energy. Air signs are needed to communicate a thing properly so it's understood. I mean, Tupac, you know what I mean? He said a thing so eloquently that we understood that thing. You get what I mean? You have a lot of judges and lawyers that have some kind of strong air in them, I bet you, because they're good at negotiating. So don't shit on their need to get the things out in words and in thoughts and in formulas and in understanding and compartments so they can apply it to them, to their lives, and succeed from it, or assist you from it, or love you even through it. What I want to encourage you, air signs, and even on Thursday, as the moon is trining the sun, that Aquarius moon is trining that Gemini sun, is that sometimes we have to be cognizant of talking too much and leaking out information that may actually do us a disservice later on. Have loggery out this motherfucker, just talking just to be talking. Or you dump verbally on people without even knowing what the fuck they're going on. Hey, Sonia, how you doing? I'm good, girl. Oh, I'm doing terrible. Oh. I said I'm okay, but there actually is a backstory, but you didn't wait for the backstories and you just gonna like dump it on me like air signs do without emotion even. Air signs don't even have the emotion, but a lot of times people are taken in the emotion. Even as you're saying the words, that lady cut me off and then she said this, then I had to go to the babysitter, and the babysitter, as air signs, air sign energy, the moon and the sun coming together. That's why I'm spending so much time on this, because we all may be subject to do this on Thursday. Again, as we're putting that out, we don't know where it's landing. Don't you want to be conscious and compassionate to how that energy is flowing or landing? And if you don't care, or I should say you just want to get it out, go to the bathroom. and talk to yourself. Just get it out. Just get it out. You don't have to always put it on people, because sometimes people just talk and they don't want an answer. Again, they just want to unload. Think about that. On Thursday, the moon will square Uranus. That arrogance in that moon in Aquarius can kill change. That's all I put right here. That arrogance, that know-it-all, that logorrhea, that need to find the information and to keep talking about a thing can be like, blah, you understand what I mean? But it could possibly upset Uranus and the change that needs to come in for you. Maybe you didn't talk yourself out of an opportunity. I'm just saying. So on your resume here, it says that you do X, Y, and Z. Actually, I do X, Y, and Z. I actually did A, B, C, but that's when my brother went to prison. And when he went to prison, then my mother, she had cancer, and then this happened. And then I came home and I had to take care of them 5 kids, but then I had to get 3 more jobs. And your prospective employer is like, did I ask you all that? Did I ask you for your DNA? Did I ask you where your chromosomes landed and all kinds of blood type? No. Be careful, because it can fuck up any kind of changes that needs to come in. Anything that's new that want to find you on Thursday. That's all I'm going to say, cousins. That's all I'm going to say. On Friday, that's June 9th, the moon goes into Pisces. Okay, here we go. The sensitive space for the week. It goes into Pisces, brings in the water. You may want to cry. You may want to emote. Your dreams may be on 1,000 that day. You may see spirits. You may hear your ancestors. You dig what I'm saying? You may want to even play passive aggressive every now and again. Yo, I think I explained this to y'all one day or another. And forgive me for always saying that, but I like to preview it with that in case you heard this before and let you know that I am aware. The moon in Pisces, or Pisces energy period, can make a lot of us passive aggressive. And you have to be careful with passive aggression, because the real, in my opinion, focus behind being passive aggressive is not necessarily, especially for Pisces, not necessarily wanting to shake the waters. You know, I just want to like blend in and go where I need to go and figure it all out as I figure it out. And as I'm swooping and going underneath and diving, it doesn't look direct, and it can really get on some people's nerves. Because call a thing is what that Pisces energy, that's what everybody else says outside of that Pisces energy. Does that make sense? So when the moon slides into Pisces, you may be subject to do that thing. If you are, and you just want to save face and keep everybody smiling, that's cool. But then cut it off. You know what I mean? Don't let it keep going, and you start irritating people. You go, no, actually, this is what I really mean. And then get to the point of it. You got to recognize the vibration, y'all. That's how we grow. That's how we use astrology. We recognize it for what it is, and we allow ourselves to use it or bypass it and say, not right now. I can't use it like that right now. Let me find something else in the cards to work. Let me find something else in the sky to work. You understand? That can help me and the other person. Win-win situations always. Okay. But on Friday, that moon in Pisces will absolutely quincux. That is an irritation to Venus. Now, Venus is newly in Leo this week, so we got to check ourselves on that, right? That passive aggression always irritates Leo energy, because Leo is way too direct. I mean, did you do it? Did you say it? What color is it? Like, stop with the, oh, well, I think, well, maybe I should have, and maybe I can, man, why is that? So that's the thing. The vibration of Leo and being passionate and feeling worthy, beauty. This is all Venus, and being beautiful, and in our money and our coins. Let's go to something that's a little bit more superficial and universal, so to speak, for all the people to understand. There may be somebody that's passive aggressively trying to mess with your money. I'm just saying. Get to the point. Don't catch no cases out there, y'all. Count to 10 is the real cause. This is a real situation. And then say this. Okay, I know that your grandmother broke a toe and you had to go pick the kids up at school, and then there was traffic on the way, but you got my money? Just get to it. All right? On Friday. Oh, Sonja. I make myself laugh all the time, y'all. I was raised the only child. I was my own goddamn entertainment. Okay, the moon in Pisces will also, oh, I like that, sextile Jupiter, because Jupiter is in what? Taurus again. Get them Skittles on you intuitively, though. Say, for instance, you wake up on Friday and go, I should, I should text Oprah. I should text, I should text Issa Rae. I think I'm gonna reach out to their company. Let's just make it more realistic, because nobody has Oprah on speed dial, do you? I know I don't. Let me reach out to OWN. Let me reach out to a company. Let me reach out to this new guy that's in the office that I think is cute. Y'all hear where I'm going? Intuitively speaking, with that moon in Pisces can bring you Jupiter's Skittles, cousins. I'm just saying, you never know. Shoot your shot is the point. And if you feel it intuitively, like you just wake up going, I have no idea why I want to text Oprah, but I feel that today is the day. I should do it. I should do it. Texting Oprah. You get what I mean? And see what happens. Jupiter might surprise you and bring you some Skittles, y'all. I'm just saying. The moon is also in conjunction with Saturn. So how about that? If you do that thing and get them Skittles on you, maybe the work will be the reward. Saturn being the work, the hard work, the lesson. At the very least, you get to learn a lesson. At the very least, you love your dad a little bit more and a little bit differently. Saturn, father situations, right? At the very least, you learn how to tighten it up. Be disciplined within yourself. Oh, at least I got over the fear of texting Oprah. So I'm going to text, gosh darn, I don't know, Eddie Murphy tomorrow, because the fear is done. You get that? The discipline, Saturn, the moon conjuncting Saturn, the discipline is to get through the hurdle. To get through the hurdle of what it is your intuition is prompting you to do via moon in Pisces. You get that, Ashley? I don't know why I'm feeling you right now. Don't ask me why I said your name. I know you just turned around. I was like, what? Is she in my room? Ashley is one of the best students I ever had. That's why I put you out there like that, because I know when things click with you like that. So with the moon conjuncting Saturn, it's about, oh, I did that thing. It felt like work, but it ain't really work. It's not really work, right? Let me call Eddie Murphy tomorrow. Let me do this. I'm past that fear now. Let's get it on us, because you deserve it. That's the bottom line, point blank. And if that's not enough on Friday, and I put a couple of asterisks behind this, Mercury, which is direct, right? We all know that. It's sextile in Neptune. It's an intuitive day on that day. Neptune is Pisces' planet, and it's in Pisces. Sextile in Mercury and Taurus. Come on, y'all. So if Friday, there's a little irritation with the moon and Venus, we can get over that, because irritations are like gnats. I explained that already. But the moon is sextile in Jupiter, and the moon is in conjunction with Saturn. And Mercury is saying, whatever you thinking right now, whatever you writing, whoever you emailing, you know it, Ash, whoever you emailing, whoever you speaking to, it's okay, because it's in alignment with Neptune. It's in alignment with your ancestors, with your guides. It's in alignment with the unseen. It could be in alignment with your confusion, but it's asking to break through the confusion. Neptune is about confusion as well. But Neptune is also about, Sonja's funny. Squirrel. I just did that like I was sniffing coke or something. I mean, I just went back to 83. Anyway, Neptune is also about drugs. Oh God. Escapism, dreams and aspirations, inspiration. Oh Lord. Dreams and aspirations. Neptune is about all things. Again, that's the unseen, but it's creative as hell. Come on now, stop texting me right now. I can't. It's also about dreams and aspirations as well, right? More so our dreams, like what we see for ourselves, our daydreams, right? Manifest that thing. If Mercury is in alignment with Neptune on that Friday, where Jupiter is being aspected too, and Saturn is like, go to work, you might as well sit down all day Friday or have a walking prayer out this mug and ask for what you want. Manifest that thing on the real. It's about speaking it out. And to the contrary, if you are a person in which has been conditioned, like a lot of us, to speak about what we don't want, as opposed to what we do want, you may want to be really, really conscious of that on Friday, because you know the universe don't know the difference. Oh my gosh, why am I so fat? Oh my gosh, I look like this. Oh my gosh, my hair is all fucked up, but I'm gonna go to the barbershop tomorrow. It's like you can't counteract what you're gonna do with a negative thought. So on Friday, okay, on Friday, it's about manifesting in a positive way. But I ask you and urge you and challenge you to almost always speak in those terms. Say what you want rather than what you don't want. What you don't want is understood because you're saying what it is you want. That means everything else is null and void. It ain't happening. You get what I'm saying? Makes sense to everybody? Come on now. That's Friday. Work that thing out with Mercury, sextile, and Neptune. Whatever you think, it's about to come on through the ethers of Neptune. On Saturday, the moon is still in Pisces, but the moon will square the sun directly. Why? Because the sun is in Gemini and the moon is in Pisces, and they don't get along, y'all. Pisces and Gemini comes from two different worlds. Gemini is all about the information, the facts. Y'all laughing at me? Gemini is all about the information, the facts, the producing of a thing, the multitasking, all over the place in the brain. Gemini's like that, and it's actually really, really talented in that way. Pisces don't deal with that. Pisces deals with the ethereal, passive aggression, emotions, things that are, not necessarily tangible, but you can feel. That's Pisces energy. Total contrary to Gemini shit. So watch Saturday. Excuse me, Bert wants to come up. Watch Saturday so you don't emotionally blow up in some kind of way or become an emotional sponge. That's the real thing. If you don't cry on Saturday, outwardly emote, you may take the opposite approach and sit there and suck up everybody's confusion, suck up everybody's feels. You don't feel comfortable and safe where you are, emotionally speaking. So you'll just stay in the crosshairs of what Gemini is putting out there. And Gemini is the big dog in the sky. It's their season. You dig what I mean? So on some level, you have to concede to what Gemini is doing. The little old moon coming around the earth is not really saying too much. We have to be aware of how we respond, and that's the moon. The sun is dealing with the sky. It's taking over the sky, but the moon has to find a way to emotionally release and or respond to what the sun is giving. And if they're not agreeing, then the moon has to concede to the sun. The moon has to say, all right, I don't understand Gemini, but I'm just going to do whatever needs to be done for a little while until it's time not to, until I go to bed. Then I'm going to go to bed because that's what Pisces moon will want to do. Go to bed. They sleep. They check out. You understand what I'm saying? Give yourself a easier time on that day to understand that there is a balance in that and that the sun in Gemini is ruling the sky. Make sense to y'all? All right. On Saturday as well, the moon is sextile Uranus. Make the change. Make that change. I watched This Is It this weekend, y'all, in a different kind of light. You remember This Is It, Michael Jackson's movie? I haven't seen it in such a long time, and it was really different to watch him this time. God bless his soul. On so many levels. But the bottom line is make that change. On Saturday, that moon in Pisces, whatever it's intuiting, when it wants to go to sleep, when it shuts down, add it to the change that needs to be made. Add it to the uniqueness in which you harbor. You know what I mean? Make those quirks, those little adjustments in your personality and the things that you do in order to be different, in order to be weird, proudly. On Sunday, that moon stays in Pisces. And then it goes into Aries at 9:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, all right? Pluto goes backwards into Capricorn on that day. Remember, it's been rolling in Aquarius for a little while, but it's finally going to go back into the sign of Capricorn, which means, and I'm going to take time to explain this next week or Friday, y'all, because I don't want to talk about it today and reiterate a whole lot of things. But remember, Pluto going down in Capricorn 2008. And was lingering for a whole long time to the beginning of this year, breaking down systems and all things Capricornian is backing up into that vibration, y'all. So we're going to see some of the repeat of what happened as far as the systems being broken down, as far as, possible racism coming back up, rearing its ugly head, as far as rules and regulations and laws and doctrines that need to be questioned again and again and again. And this is outside of us, is also within us. You dig? Also within us. My neighbor's banging on the door. Did y'all hear that? On the window? I mean, on the wall. On the door, on the window, on the wall. Am I too loud for him? Who cares? Because I'm speaking my truth. Mercury also goes into Gemini on Friday. So Pluto's going to go backwards. The moon goes into Aries and Mercury goes into Gemini. Oh, is all I want to say. The reason why I say that is because if you're not equipped and or used to thinking several different things at several different times in several different ways, get ready. Take your ginkgo. Start taking your ginkgo on Sunday, y'all, because when that Mercury, the planet again of communication and oration and writing and planning and strategizing, right? Preparedness, right? Goes into Gemini, it's about doing and thinking 5 different things and 6 different things at one time, and it can explode people's brains. So get prepared, all right? That moon the moon will sextile Mercury. Feel the courage to, because when the moon goes into Aries, on Sunday and it will sextile Mercury. All right. Feel the courage to be about the plan. Oh shit. That's all I got to say. Feel the courage to be about the plan. Boom. On Sunday, Mercury being in Gemini will trine Pluto just before it goes back into Capricorn. So you rethinking that makes a lot of sense. So here's the deal. Before it goes back and slides back into that 2008 feeling of Pluto being in Capricorn, it slides, Mercury will trine Pluto when it was in Aquarius, right? So it's about rethinking the power and the transformation that needs to happen before it goes into Capricorn again. What was it like in Aquarius? How did you put together the group? How did you assimilate your power by being detached? Remember that, how that feels on you, how that works for your workplace, how that works for your family dynamic, you dig? And being detached and thinking about a thing and writing the rules down and understanding certain people in a way in which you can speak to them with clarity and not get your feelings hurt, because things are changing is the point. I'm just going to leave it at that because I feel like I'm about to oversplain. Also on Sunday, what's that? Venus squares Jupiter. Venus being in Taurus, Venus being in Leo will square Jupiter in Taurus. Are you worth the level up? Who stopped your Skittles is what I said. On Sunday, you may have some moments of insecurity. On Sunday, insecurities will probably rise. On Sunday, you may feel like all the things that I worked for, all the things that I desire, are they really coming for me? Because possibly, maybe, I haven't done enough. Possibly, maybe they didn't get my message. Possibly, maybe I didn't prove myself. Possibly, maybe that rule doesn't apply to me if I spend 10,000 hours doing something, in which I've been reminded by my bigs and by my son even. He told me that, Mom, if you do 10,000 hours in something, that makes you a master. Yeah, possibly, maybe. I mean, that's what they say, cool. But so you say to yourself on Sunday, am I this master? I'm not getting my Skittles yet. The Skittles can slow down on Sunday. People may not stroke you on Sunday, but it's okay because that Venus is in Leo, and Venus in Leo loves to be stroked on the real. Loves to be stroked. So if you don't get your Skittles, if it's not coming for you, don't worry about it. It's paused right now until they recognize who the fuck you are. Now he wants to play his music behind me, y'all. This is what we deal with in the land of Los Angeles and all of these wonderful millennials that live around here. Listen, not shitting on you millennials, but I'm saying there's a lot of them that are really entitled and feel like, oh my God, I live in an apartment, but y'all are talking too loud. I'm sorry, we're in an apartment. Didn't you sign on? Go get a house, a mansion on the hill by yourself. Anyway, I just know what he's going through because he's a very interesting character, and I'm not giving him that kind of energy. So, and I already gave him enough. So that's it. that's it for this week. I'm gonna shut it down right there and do a couple of free reads real quick. Put up your time. Nope. Put up your sun, your moon, and your rising while I look for any questions that you may have had. I'd really appreciate that. If you want a quick little read, I'm gonna go through this again. Ay, 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 ay. What y'all thinking? Anybody want to read real quick? Read. Okay. Unique 767, the sun and moon in Cancer and Virgo rising. Ain't that about a blip? Well, your sun and your moon definitely sextile your Virgo rising, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Like sun and Virgo and Cancer absolutely gets along. It really, 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 really does. Here's my thing. Being a sun sign Cancer, being moon sign Cancer, of course, you already know. I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but regardless of the fact, Cancer energy is very feminine. It's very passive, which means it takes in energy, right? It's receptive like a mother. It's nourishing, right? To everything and anything that's around it. Cancer energy is bomb. It loves to eat. It loves, again, to mother. It's very emotionally manipulative. So I would just say that oftentimes, especially with that Virgo rise, recognize when you are manipulating with emotions. True and very, very true. And what that looks like sometimes, and I may have said this, but what that looks like is sometimes Cancer energy will come into a room full of people knowing that they sad, but that sadness kind of spews out on the room. Because regardless if you're a man or a woman, regardless if you're a man or a woman, you know, people are going to sense when Cancer energy is upset or thrown to the left or not necessarily vibing right. And the manipulation is you going in the room, understanding this, and then everybody like kind of gravitates towards you. Are you okay? And the attention, the understanding, the love that you get, the coddling that you get and that you may want in some kind of way, all comes to you. You're kind of responsible for that. Because if your ass is sad, stay home. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you do this 787, 767, 797, 767, unique 767. I'm just saying be aware of it. It's a very interesting Cancer trait. Okay. So you get what I'm saying. Now, here's the other part to that. Your Virgo, and I'm glad you understand that. Thank you for responding. Because the Virgo rise can sometimes go in straight denial. Remember, the rising is what you put out to people. It is your mask, it's your protection, your defense. It's what comes up when you're afraid. So when your rise comes up, you dig what I'm saying? Be it Virgo, the first thing Virgo's gonna say, I don't know what you're talking about. I need some receipts. I need some logic behind that. I need some logic behind that. I need some understanding. I need some rationale behind that. I don't get it. And if Virgo energy on the rise doesn't get some kind of reasoning or understanding behind your, as a Cancer moon and a Cancer sun, sensitivity, Virgo rise goes into shutdown, into denial. Almost instantly, almost always. And that's the thing to remember too. Virgo energy has a hard time apologizing. And I'm just going to be blanket and say that, like really, really general and say that. Why? It's because it hates to be imperfect. It doesn't want to apologize because now I got to admit I fucked up. So if your rising is saying, I didn't fuck up. Let me find receipts. Let me find a reason why I did that shit and then come back to you. Your little Cancer heart is like, okay, if we did fuck up, how are we going to handle this? Okay, we need to manipulate the scene in order to handle this. Okay, let's cry on cue. 5, 4, 3, 2. So we can get the sympathy of what this Virgo energy doesn't understand. I'm just saying. I'm going to leave it like that. How do you find your rising? CMAC, you can go to any of the 1,000 websites on this gosh darn internet, World Wide Web. But I like the one that I usually spell out ALABE.com. That's ALAB with an E at the end. Why? Because they give you a free chart. If you go to the middle of the page, the middle of the home page, you put in your time, your date, and your place of birth, right? And then they also give you a little synopsis. So not all of them do that. because you want to know, okay, after you put your information in there, who am I? Like, they just got a big old circle with all these lines and figures and gosh darn symbols. ALABE.com gives you a little synopsis of the thing. So go on, check them out there. It's been a battle, Unique 767. You don't have to be a battle, honey. It's just understanding. And I always say this, it's an understanding of who you are. That's why I give readings and do readings and assist in this way. Why? Because it's about parlaying who we are. You know why? Because we chose our charts. I do believe this. We choose our personalities. That's what our astrological natal chart is. If you go to my website, there is some kind of declaration that I put on there somewhere in there, even probably in the bio page, but it's about us understanding who we are, so we can navigate the world better. That's what astrology, in my opinion, comes down to. How do we have relationships with ourselves and other people if we don't know who the fuck we are to begin with? So Virgo Cancer understanding is brilliant in its own right, but there's also some things that can block it as well. And sometimes I'm prompt to say more about the blockages more than the good thing, because I'm not here to stroke your ego. I'm here to make us better. And that's for real. Okay. So know that we all choose this astrological makeup. We just have to know how to finesse it in a way that allows us to win, in a way that allows us to be loved, to give love, and to just have a prosperous existence here until it's time to go back up in the sky, wherever we go. All right. That's about that. Enough of that. Ashley, you want to get a quick little read? Sun, Scorpio, Pisces, Moon, Aries, rising. That's you? I'm a little confused, but here we go. Aries, rising, Scorpio, Sun, Pisces, Moon. First of all, I love Scorpio energy, by the way. You may know that, but I love it I love all signs, but for different reasons. Why? Because Scorpio is very, very loyal, like most fixed signs, like all the fixed signs in their own way, right? That's Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, and Aquarius. They're very, very loyal because they pride themselves on doing the thing. Whatever it is they say they're going to do or be, that's what they do. Scorpio does it in an emotional way. Scorpio says, because it's water, I'm fixed and I'm loyal and dedicated to the emotional wherewithal of other people. If I feel like you're upset, if I feel like I upset you, if I feel like we're in an upsetting environment, I'm going to be the bold one to get us up out of this situation. That's Scorpio energy for you. Love it. Love it. Dear to my heart, I love it. Scorpio energy is a type of energy that helps to protect your emotional safe space. That's a good person to have around you, and or can do the actual opposite and fuck your day up by knowing what your emotional triggers are and going right for them with that Scorpio fucking stinger. You dig what I'm saying? So it depends on what side of the aisle you on with Scorpio energy. They can make your heart swell with love, or they can dice your heart up like sushi. Goddamn it! I'm just saying. With your Aries rise, though, as you go out into the world, you show fire. You show, I was going to say, the baby, the cantankerous one, the not the bully. That's more Leo. The one who's self-centered, who's going to get what it wants, who really does not care too much about too many people. To be truthful with you, Scorpio cares from a deep, deep place and probably won't say too much how much it cares, right? But that Aries on the rise is like, I mean, I care, but I can be all right by myself, is what Aries rising says. So Ash, if you want somebody to, if this is your chart, if you want somebody to respond to your well-being, your heart, your emotional space, you got to check the Aries on the rise, because she's not saying too much about that. She don't really care too much about how it goes out and how it comes back in. However, some never, here you have your own emotional body, your moon sign in Pisces, that's forever getting her feelings hurt. So you really, who rides with the Scorpio. So you really have to be able to manage what this Aries is saying, because she can get you into spaces and places in which it's hard for your emotional body to back up out of, right? And she's ready to go. She don't really care. She's like, let's go, let's do it now. You understand what I'm saying? Where your emotional nature, be it in your sun, Scorpio and your moon in Pisces is like going with the flow, trying to figure it out, sensitive to your own emotions as well as everybody else's. And it becomes this dance. Know when to pull out that Aries when somebody is threatening you, Ash. And you say, back up. I got a match. I'm about to burn it all down. If you don't, I'm just saying, it's that look. Ash, all you got to do is give him that look. All right, I'm out of here because this dude's about to blow me out. He's playing his music. He's trying to be cute over there today. And he's not, y'all. God bless America. All right, any quick questions before I get on out of here? You're amazing, sweetie. I appreciate you. Your hubby is a Scorpio, Scorpio moon, Libra rise. All right, Kimberlite, we're going to have to get him the next time, baby love. Please come back and put that information up again. All righty. Only because it is an hour and 15 minutes in, and I'm finding it a little bit distracting to hear this dude's music. Y'all probably don't hear it, but I do. And I'm surprised Mystic is not growling because she don't like him. She's like, I know it's that dude over there. I know it's him. I can smell his patchouli. Sonja is stupid. Everybody's good. No questions today. Oh, Maya, you have the best questions, though. All right, then let's go to this. Somebody asked last time, and I don't think I answered y'all. Somebody asked, what deck do I read from? It's called the Osho Zen Tarot deck. Osho Zen Tarot deck. Where's the... Well, anyway, I don't know if you can see it, but there it is. Osho Zen Tarot at the very top of the phone there. That's how you spell it, and that's what it is. That's the home page right there. All right. So let's say our quick little prayer, and then we go on about our days. Thank y'all for laughing at my jokes. Where can you find the time you were born, Tabitha? You can look on your birth certificate. If it's not on your birth certificate because you don't have one, or possibly in the city and state that you were born in, they didn't record it, probe your mama's mind or whoever was at your birth's mind if you can, and see what time of day it was. If you ever wanted a reading with me, I can assist you in figuring out, if you don't get the time, what I sense is your rising based on what we talk about. I'm pretty good at that. But do know this though, baby love, not everybody has their time. Truly. Why? Because sometimes, birth records die in a fire, or, they just, like I said, they don't record it in a particular village or something deep in Africa or deep in, gosh damn Thailand or something. You never know. So don't feel dismayed about that. Normally astrologers can still read a chart if they put 12 noon or 12 a.m. as the time. We're able to read the planets, but not your rising, because the rising sign is denoted and dictated by the time of you were born. Okay. What deck do you represent for newbies? Oh, truly, the Osho Zen Tarot deck is a really, really good, friendly, general deck, right? However, I'm going to say this as a caveat, and I'm going to say this as your teacher, so to speak, right? Go to a store that sells them and gravitate towards the one that feels good for you. That's the best teacher. That's the best deck. Don't necessarily, I'm not going to say you should take my word for it, because I do have recommendations, but I'd rather you honestly go with what feels right for you, because that's what's going to allow you to get into the deck more, to understand it, to interpret its meanings. You dig what I mean? It's like with crystals. I can't say, oh, get a turquoise. Everybody get a turquoise. No. Maybe you don't need help on your throat chakra, and you need another type of crystal. You dig what I mean? Whatever works for you, baby love. All right. Hey, Mother, Father, God, and all my guardian angels and ancestors, spirits, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this time. Thank you for the light and the love that surrounds us all. Please, what needs to be said in this moment and find the card that suits us all. Thank you for this day. Thank you. Amen. Amen. It is time to play, y'all. That's what this week is about. Especially with all those Jupiter aspects. It's time to play, trying to find the Skittles. You see all the Skittles in them lights? This is called playfulness. Come on, y'all. You just sent spirit next door. You so stupid. I know you did. We gonna bless that young man over there. He got issues, y'all. Okay, here's the deal. Playfulness. But thank you for that, my sweet lady. Life is rarely as serious as we believe it to be. And when we recognize this fact, it responds by giving us more and more opportunities to play. The woman in this card is celebrating the joy of being alive, y'all, like the butterfly that has emerged from its chrysalis into the promise of the light. She reminds us of the time when we were children, discovering seashells on the beach or building castles in the sand without any concern that the waves might come and wash them away in the next moment. She knows that life is a game, and she's playing the part of a clown right now with no sense of embarrassment or pretense. When the page of fire enters your life, it is a sign that you are ready for the fresh and the new. Let's go. Something wonderful is just on the horizon, and you have just the right quality of playful innocence and clarity that to welcome it with open arms. Ashe. You know what this card reminds me of, and what I was just talking about, not only with Jupiter and its Skittles, but how sometimes we just need to be prepared by, again, doing a thing and putting it out into the air. You understand? Without a real goal in mind. Sometimes, we take dance lessons just to take dance lessons, just to move our bodies. And then the next thing you know, here comes Debbie Allen, like, yo, you want to be in my next nutcracker? And you're like, oh shit, who, me? Yeah, because you had fun while you was taking those dance lessons and you got good. And actually you were better than everybody in the class, and you didn't even recognize that because you was having way too much fun. And now all of a sudden you a professional. You get what I'm saying? That's what the joy and the benefits for playing is. Sometimes if we can abandon the responsibility of getting somewhere, even with that moon being in Capricorn, if we can abandon the responsibility of a goal in mind, a decision we need to make, rules and regulations that we have to follow, then we can just have a good time and allow the chips to fall where they may. You dig what I mean? And allow the playfulness to invite all the prosperity that we deserve. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Bye, Marlene. I'm glad you got that, baby. Take care of yourselves, all right? Have an awesome, awesome week. And I'll be back on Friday. I'll do my very, 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 very best, inshallah. Much love to y'all. Take care, okay? And share this with somebody if you think that they can benefit from it. Also, Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal below. Adios. You're welcome, Zena.